After going near Dronacharya, why did Duryodhana started to compare the strengths of both the armies? Who were the prominent warrior knights in the Pandava army? Who were considered to be the roadblocks for Kaurava victory? How was Satyvati born? How did Kuru Vamsha came into existence? What are the ancient supernatural ways of reproduction? What is Brahmacharya as per Dharma Shastras? Can a married person practice Brahmacharya? To know more, please watch the full video.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Get Inspired Spiritually, a place to find yourself and awaken spiritually. Belated Krishnastami wishes. We are going to continue this journey with chapter 1, stanza 4, and here it goes. Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharathaha. Here in this army, there are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. There are also great fighters like Duryodhana, Virata and Drupada. As previously explained, this conversation is happening between Duryodhana and Dronacharya. Duryodhana is playing the role of a diplomat than a disciple of Dronacharya. So in this particular stanza, he is explaining the strengths of, he's pointing out at the strengths of Pandava army, where he mentioned so many names like Virata and so much. Why he is doing is basically Duryodhana isn't confident that he is going to win this war. So to infuse self-confidence and also to enforce seriousness in the mind of Dronacharya, Duryodhana is committing this act as a diplomat. Compared to Dronacharya's power, Drishtadyumna, who happens to be the commander-in-chief of Pandava army, is not as strong as Dronacharya. Although he is trained by Dronacharya, but Dronacharya is the guru and he is far powerful than his disciples. Now, Duryodhana specifically points at Bhima and Arjuna. He considers Bhima and Arjuna as the roadblocks to Kaurava's victory. In the upcoming stanzas, he is going to explain his army's strengths or the Kaurava army's strengths, which will be going to learn in the further sessions of this video. Mahabharata and Ramayana are considered to be the holiest epics or scriptures in Sanatana Dharma. Mahabharata is not new to controversies and very complex spiritual concepts. It is called Panchama Veda. Interpretation of Mahabharata goes like this: Mahatcha asau bharataha. Mahabharata, which means Mahabharata is an epic that gives explanations on very deeper spiritual concepts which have been inlined in Vedas. It is for that reason Mahabharata is called Panchama Veda or the fifth Veda. We will start with the inception of Kuru Vamsha. Some of you might be aware that it is Satyvati who is responsible for the start of Kuru Vamsha. Satyvati is basically an Apsara born to another Apsara named Adrika. In the older times, Apsaras used to come to Yamuna river to take bath and pray to God. During those times, people never used to visit Yamuna river at night times because this Gandharvas and Apsaras used to visit Ganga and Yamuna and other holy rivers. One day, a Brahmin visited Yamuna river where Adrika was actually taking bath and she was also performing her rituals. At that time, she felt like it is not correct for anyone to intervene or impede her bathing and praying process. As you are aware, like previously we can also do yagna karmas and these things like sandhya vandanam and deva puja in standing in the water of any river. There are specific vratas and rituals that can be performed standing still in a river. So that's why she went near, secretly inside the water. She went near the Brahmin and she pulled his leg. But immediately, what Adrika was thinking was like it might be some fish or something, so that she can scare away the Brahmin. But Brahmin was very powerful in Brahmagnana and Brahma Tejas. He immediately got to know that she is an Apsara. So he cursed Apsara Adrika that she should attain the form of a fish. So from then on, she started living in Yamuna river as a fish. Now, this story coincides with, actually it's not story, it's a real event. This real event coincides with another event. Once upon a time, there lived in Bharat, there lived a king named Uparichara. He had gone for hunting and he got tired of hunting and he started to take a rest beneath a tree, and he was sleeping. In the sleep, like suddenly, he remembered, he woke up and he remembered his wife. Immediately he ejaculated. You should know that semen is basically an energy. Semen or virya is basically an energy which is to be ejaculated, or the mating or any process has to be done for reproduction purpose only. Dharma Shastras strictly mandates that these activities should not be done for fun, and it should be done to reproduce, to produce offspring. And if you ask why we should produce kids or why we should have offsprings, is to basically it is the way we pay back our ancestors' debt, or purvikas, what we call. So to pay off the ancestors' debt, we need to produce kids, and basically the putra. The putra is someone who will liberate the souls from a naraka called, or hell naraka called Put. So that's why it is in ancient times, like people are even now are obsessed with obtaining a boy child. So this way it is done. So basically, coming back to the story, King Uparichara, he started to feel that basically what you should understand, that they are actually devatas and they don't have physical bodies like us. They have astral bodies, which is very, very powerful, and they are in their real form. I mean, what you call as the root form. Okay. So that way he sent the energy. So he ejaculated and he produced the energy. It is not actually, we don't know, but they say it is semen, since this is basically happening in human world. So it is called as semen, but basically it's an energy. So at that time, people never used to waste the semen. So he decided to send that to his wife through a parrot. So he packed that energy and he gave it to his favorite parrot to give that package to his wife. But parrot, while flying, was attacked by a bunch of falcons. So as a result, that package fell into the Yamuna river, and that package was eaten by Adrika. So Adrika became pregnant with that particular energy. She was soon caught by another fisherman, and he operated, and two kids were born. One is a male and other is female. So this male one was adopted by King Uparichara, and that female, who is called, that boy's name is, he was named as Matsya, since he was found in a fish stomach. And the female body, the female child is basically Satyvati. Satyvati was called Matsya Gandha because she had the bad smell of a fish, because she was born in a fish body. So she was actually adopted by a fisherman king named Dasharaja. She assisted her father in fishing and various other activities. As the time passed, Parashara Maharshi came to Yamuna river, and she was normally, people used to visit rishis or saints at that time to get blessings. In the same way, in the same manner, Satyavati went to Parashara Rishi. She served him well. She helped her in all, by cooking or anything, bringing her flowers for the puja or other activities. So Parashara Maharshi was very much pleased by her service. So as a result, he decided to bless her with Lord Vishnu's avatar, or who was born. Bhagavan Vedavyasa was born to Satyavati and Parashara. What we should understand is, in ancient India, ancient Bharat, people, we had supernatural ways of producing kids. Okay, so people, no, it's not like how happens, people, Devatas used to take avatar in this holy land, and they knew various other ways of supernaturally producing kids. Three ways were primarily followed. One is through touch. It's not actually touch, it is basically through aura exchange. And the second one is by seeing. If you see a girl, or a girl or a woman, immediately kids used to get produced. And the third one is through sound. If you call, if a girl listens to your sound, babies used to be born with that. So that's how the supernatural ways, people used to produce that way. In the same way, Parashara Maharshi exchanged his aura with Satyavati, and immediately Lord Vishnu was born. He was named as Krishna Dvaipayana, since he was dark blue in color. So Bhagavan, he was named as Vyasa, and eventually he became Veda Vyasa, because he segregated the Vedas into 4 types. Now Veda Vyasa is considered to be the Pitamaha of all of the Pandavas and Kauravas, and he plays a very prominent character of Veda Vyasa himself in Mahabharata epic. Coming to that, times passed, and Satyavati, and one thing what we should not forget is Satyavati was given a boon, that she start to have the fragrance that can be felt from 1 yojana, or 1 yojana. Yojana is basically the measurement of distance in old times by Parashara Maharshi. So she became she was called as actually Gandhavati. People used to call her Gandhavati or Yojana Gandha. So because the people used to feel the fragrance of her from a yojana. So that way she became, and because of this fragrance, King Shantanu was attracted towards her. He decided to marry her, and they gave birth to 2 kids, Chitravirya and Vichitravirya. Chitravirya, basically he was a nymphomaniac. He was completely addicted to sexual activity, and he had a hell lot of sexual desires. As a result of that, he was caught with a deadly disease, and he died from that particular disease. And Vichitravirya died in a very strange way. He had a clash with Gandharva, who had the same name of Vichitravirya. So they started fighting over the originality of their names. So he told, I am the first one, I am Gandharva, so my name is original. And Vichitravirya told, no, my name is original. So they clashed, and he was killed by Gandharva at the end. So that way, even Vichitravirya also died in a very unfortunate way. So that way, there was no offspring for the Kuru dynasty to continue. As you are aware, Bhishma had taken Shapata, the promise or oath, that he will never marry, and he will continue as a Brahmachari or an ascetic throughout his life. So you can't ask Bhishma to produce kids to continue their vansh. So eventually what happened was, Satyavati Devi called her son Bhagavan Vedavyasa. What we should know that Chitravirya and Vichitravirya were married to two women. Ambe was born to Chitravirya, and Ambalike was born to Vichitravirya, and they had a sister named Ambalike. So Ambike and Ambalike. So Ambalike is the last one. The sisters, 3 sisters who had married, the first two sisters were married to, sorry, first two sisters were actually married to particular Chitravirya and Vichitravirya, but Ambalike refused to marry because she was madly in love with Bhishma, but Bhishma refused her love as he had taken an oath that she will continue as an ascetic throughout his life, and actually this Ambalika will become Shikhandi. That character is very much prominent in Kurukshetra war, and she will be responsible for the death of Bhishmacharya. So that way Bhishmacharya's end will be met, where that we will continue. That will be completely a long one. Coming back to this particular event where she asked Vedavyasa to give her kids. At this particular, although if we think normally, like the brother's wife is considered to be like a mother. Okay, so Bhabi, or what we call as Atige in Kannada, she's considered to be she's equal to our mom. Okay, so that is that, and even as per the Dharma Shastras, any man should consider all women as either his mother or sister. So we see people will look up to women for dating and these things. So these are very bad. These are particularly heinous crimes as per Dharma Shastras. Having multiple affairs with women is a very heinous crime. We have to be married to a single woman, and apart from that woman, we should look at every woman as our mother or sister. So that's how it is. So that we call that as Brahmacharya also. A Gruhastha can also be a Brahmachari if he follows this particular, and he produces the kids. He mates with his wife for the sake of producing kids, and these are actually the strict rules given in Dharma Shastras, and that needs to be followed. So she asked, and this way she asked, but still, and during those times, what we should not forget is this is not basically a physical birth, as previously stated. These are basically devatas who are playing the roles of different characters in Mahabharata, and Bhagavan Vishnu, same, like as previously stated, she sent first Ambalika to go near Vedavyasa, and Vedavyasa started to have, he took a very furious form, because basically the reproduction was supposed to happen through aura exchange, as previously stated, like through aura exchange also people used to produce kids. So that way Ambalika went to Vedavyasa, but Vedavyasa took a very furious form. Looking at him, she couldn't look at him because she got scared, and immediately a child was born due to aura exchange. That child was born blind, and that child was named as Dhritarashtra. And later Ambe was sent, and Ambe, she was a very pious woman. She carefully came to, and she bowed to sage Vedavyasa, and Vedavyasa was pleased by her devotion and dharma prajna. So immediately he bestowed upon Pandu. But one thing was, as soon as she saw Vedavyasa, she was a little scared, but she didn't close her eyes. As a result, Pandu had this white patches. So Pandu had white patches throughout his life, till his life, he was born with white patches. So that way it happened. Now what we should not forget is these are very holy things, the holy processes, and Mahabharata is full of holiness, and we should not relate that to human bodies, because human bodies are full of filth and our processes are completely biological. But all these stories, whatever the reproduction process, everything are basically, it's the affair of devatas. So devatas don't have physical bodies. We explained the 3 types of bodies in our previous video. We request you to please watch that. And if you like this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us. No, please, I mean, I see that people are subscribing to our channel, but they are not clicking on the like button. Clicking on the like button, this will make the algorithm to push to more people, push to the feeds of more people, and this will make the video popular. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon.